Have you been spending way too much on unnecessary things? Thinking about starting to manage your finances, but just don't know how? Don't worry, you're not alone. 95% of our population may have the same problem as you. It's never a question of when you are going to start. It's actually more of how you're going to do it. So if you are struggling with how to budget your money, just like the rest of us, stick around because we will help you solve that problem. But before anything else, please like and subscribe to our channel to see more videos like this one. Welcome to Fortune Figures. Let's get started. Here are the top 10 tips on budgeting. Number 10, prioritize your bills. Yes, you heard that right. It's as easy as focusing on what needs to be prioritized first. Start off by listing all of your billing expenses in a month. Bills can cover the basic necessities, and these include shelter, water, electricity, and food. Once these necessities are settled, focus on expenses related to your vehicle or transportation. Another tip is to categorize your bills between high and low priority. Bills that fall under the high priority category are bills that would have sudden and severe consequences for you and your family if they weren't taken care of immediately. While it's important to keep up with your payments on all your bills, there are some that are more time sensitive than others. These could be your rental payment, car loans, or utility bills. Once you've covered the high priority ones, it's time that you pay attention to low priority bills. Although paying these isn't as urgent, as the consequences will not impact your immediate well-being. Remember that putting them on hold would result in paying extra fees. These could be your credit card debt, medical debt, or student loan. Number 9, diminish the credit. Start by listing all of your existing debts, the total amount you owe, the minimum payment, how many monthly payments are left, the interest rate, and the due date every month. Next, decide how you are going to pay these debts. You should continue making minimum payments on all debts so they don't go into default. It's better to prioritize debt with the highest interest rate. Adding another debt over an unsettled loan won't solve the problem. Make sure to pay off the existing ones before adding any new debt. Furthermore, avoid adding more debt by making unnecessary purchases. If you're considering a repayment plan, speak directly to the creditors to which you owe money. They may be willing to set up a repayment schedule that is more realistic for your budget and reduced monthly payments. Once you've reduced or paid off your balances, remember to guard against incurring debt again. Consider phasing out credit cards and using debit cards or cash instead. Ultimately, give everything you've got in avoiding loans altogether. Remember that it is still best to live a loan-free lifestyle. Only do purchases that you know you can afford. Number 8, make a schedule. A budget schedule refers to the frequency in which you update and maintain your budget. That means regularly adding new transactions, putting those transactions in the right categories, and then examining the budget. Categorizing transactions is the most tedious part of updating a budget. It can take a while, depending on how long it's been since you've made updates. But this will surely organize the process of how you will proceed further with your expenses. Once you've finished categorizing, see if you're over budget in any particular group. This can be your other activities such as car repairs, trips, attending weddings, or parties. Additionally, always keep track of your calendar and manage your plans ahead for next month and see if there are going to be another major event. Unexpected expenses are the ultimate budget killers, and planning in advance is the best way to avoid being surprised. Number 7, create an emergency fund. An emergency fund is a bank account with money set aside to pay for large, unexpected expenses such as unforeseen medical expenses, home appliance repair or replacement, major car fixes, unemployment, and of course, other worst-case scenarios. The best emergency fund amount should cover 3 to 6 months worth of household expenses. You may start by putting a small amount of money into separate savings accounts every pay period to build a fund for these situations. To get your emergency fund started, set a specific and achievable goal that may depend on your income or more if you can afford it. However, it is advisable not to devote too much to an emergency fund. Keep in mind that this exists so you can have cash you can access quickly. Once you've satisfied your emergency fund contribution, save your remaining budget for your savings account. Number 6. Start automating. Automating your finances is a really great way to successfully stick to your budget and financial goals. By automating your finances, you are lessening the burden of tracking and forgetting your bill payments and saving accounts by basically putting your money on autopilot. This helps you increase your financial security. A missed payment, for instance, can seriously damage your credit score. There are several options to achieve this, especially during this time when technology keeps on evolving. Most banks now offer not only a form of online banking through their websites, but they also have readily available apps you can download. You can also enable automatic transfers and pay bills online. It depends on you which app would work best for you. There are apps that offer you to track and categorize your expenditures. You also have access to its payment tracker, bill reminders, and other financial calculators that can be quite helpful in saving money. Number 5. The 50-30-20 rule. This may be challenging to some people because they often miscategorize their needs versus what they want. You just have to keep in mind what separates your expenses into what is absolutely necessary for your well-being and survival compared to what you would like to have but not a requirement. By following the 50-30-20 rule, you can simplify your budget. It states that 50% and 30% of your budget should go towards needs and wants, respectively, with the remaining 20% designated for your savings or to pay off your debt. These limits aren't exact, but if you find yourself spending way too much on any one of them, consider redoing your budget. Number 4. Identify your income. Income is money that you receive, whether earned, gifted, or loaned to you. Income may be a lump sum, or you may receive it regularly through a job or allowance. For planning purposes, think of income on a monthly basis. When calculating income, also include other sources like Social Security, disability, pension, child support, and regular interest or dividend earnings, and alimony. Any money that you regularly receive can be considered income for your monthly budget. Some of our spending is on a weekly or monthly basis, like fuel for the car, groceries, and paying utility bills. To calculate monthly amounts for your annual expenses, simply divide the amount that you spend each year on these items by 12. Number 3. Prepare for seasonal expenses. Not only are we planning on budgeting our fixed monthly expenses, but there are also unexpected expenses and can be due to many reasons. Seasonal or annual expenses also need to be accounted for in our budget. Start by identifying and making a list of common seasonal expenses like property taxes, car insurance, house tenant insurance, Christmas gifts, birthday presents, car repairs, winterization, or vision and dental bills. To manage this, you can use a worksheet where you list all your unexpected expenses. There are a lot of available templates online that you can use as a guide. The important thing to remember is that the total of your seasonal expense pages must match the total of what you actually have in your savings account. Number 2. Budget to zero. Zero-based budgeting is a technique used by companies, but this type of budgeting can also be used by individuals and families. Zero-based budgeting is a method that you have to allocate all of your money to expenses, savings, and debt payments. The goal is that your income minus your expenditures equals zero by the end of the month. It encourages you to dedicate the money that flows in every month towards your expenses, debt payoff, and financial goals. With this strategy, you'll know exactly where all of your money goes on a monthly basis. For example, let's say you take home $3,000 per month. With a zero-based budget, you'd allocate all of that money to bills, savings, and spending, so that at the end of the month, you have $0 left. First, you need to know how much you earn or your monthly income. Next, you need to determine your total monthly expenses. Then you need to allocate every dollar and penny to paying those expenses. including any money you want to save as well as any money you want to spend on activities like shopping or dining out. With a zero-based budget, if you underspend in one category, you should reallocate that unspent money to another category. On the contrary, if you overspend in one category, you will have to find money from another category to make up for it. And last but not least, number 1, set financial goals. A financial goal is any plan you have for your money. You can have short-term and long-term goals. First, you need to set a specific financial goal. What do you want to achieve? How long will it take, and what are the steps to achieving it? You can start off by finding your inspiration. Think not just about what you want to do, but why you want to do it. Then you can proceed by assessing your income tax situation, budget, and net worth. Next, you may now proceed with creating a budget, building an emergency fund, saving your retirement, and paying off debt. Apply the SMART characteristic, which is defined as specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, time-bound. Once you've determined all of these, write them down and keep track from time to time. And that's it for today. We hope you liked today's video. Do you know any other tips about budgeting that works for you? Share us your experiences in the comment section because we would like to hear it from you. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to receive our latest updates. Thank you so much, and we hope to see you again next time.